Hello and welcome to tribetopper.com.
And you're watching this video on combinations. Before the combinations, you have learned that if some or all items are to be selected and arranged in a specific order, we use permutations, and the number of all permutations is given as NPR, and that is equal to n factorial upon n minus r factorial. So we use permutations when we want to select some objects and also in a specific order. But when some or all items have to be selected in any order, that is, the order does not matter, then we use combinations. And the number of all combinations is given as NCR, which is equal to n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. So let's look at this example to understand the difference between when to use permutations and when to use combinations. So I have a question here. If out of 6 people, A, B, C, D, E and F, we have to select 3 people in an order, then the possible combinations are, suppose you select A, B, C, then there are 6 possible combinations for these 3 people. So it's A, B, C or A, C, B. You can write them as B, A, C or B, C, A, and you can write them as C, A, B or C, B, A. So the order matters, and so therefore 6 combinations for these. There are 6 possible options for these 3 alphabets or these 3 persons to be arranged in a specific order. And so you'll have, if you choose D, E, F, E, D, F, and therefore the total number of permutations. So I would say the total permutations that you will get to arrange 3 people out of A to F. You have to choose only 3 out of 6 and also arrange them in a specific order. Therefore total permutations is 6p3, and that is 6 factorial upon 6 minus 3, that's 3 factorial, and we know how to solve this. So it's open 6 into 5 into 4 times 3 factorial upon 3 factorial, and 3 factorial cancels out, so you get 6 5s are 30 times 4, that's 120. So there are 120 permutations to solve or to arrange 6 people. We choose 3 out of them and arrange them in a specific order. But in the same question now, if I say out of 6 people, you just have to select 3 people in any order. So we say we have to select in any order, that means the order does not matter. Then the possible combinations are, if you select 3 people A, B, C, then that's one combination. Order doesn't matter here, so you just select 3 people out of this. And similarly you can select D, E, F or any other 3 people in any order. So the possible, therefore we'll say the number of ways in which you can select, the number of ways to select 3 people out of 6 is just 6c3. So that is equal to 6 factorial upon 3 factorial into 6 minus 3. So it's n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r. Now my n is 6 factorial upon r factorial is 3 factorial into n minus r, that is also 3 factorial. And when I'll solve this, I'll get 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. 1 3 factorial I'll open as 3 times 2 times 1 into 3 factorial. This will cancel out, 6 and 6 cancels out, so you have just 20 combinations. So if you just have to select randomly any 3 people out of 6, you just have 20 ways of selecting them. But if you have to select 3 people out of 6 and also arrange them in a specific order, you have 120 permutations. So I hope the difference is clear, that when you use permutations and when you use combinations. And now the next thing or the next concept that you need to understand is that when to add the different combinations, you get 3 different combinations, will you add them or you need to multiply those different combinations. So let's try to understand this with the help of an example. So say from a deck of 52 cards, you want to select 4 cards. Now in the first case, the first condition is that all cards should be of the same suit. Now when they say all cards should be of the same suit, then what you're going to do? We'll say, okay, we know that there are 4 suits and there are 13 cards of each suit, right? As you'll know, so there are 4 suits and there are 13 cards of each suit. So that means if you want to select all the 4 cards of the same suit, say all of the 4 cards are of spade, so then what are the possible ways you can select them is 13C 4 ways, right? Out of 13 cards you have to select 4 cards of spade, or similarly you have 4 cards of club, you can select them again in 13C 4 ways, or you have 4 cards of hearts, you can select them as 13C 4 ways, or you have 4 cards of diamond and you have to select them, they can be selected as 13C 4 ways. So there are 13C 4 ways for each kind of them, for each suit, and so for all the possible combinations, therefore all possible combinations would be, or all the possible ways of selecting, all the possible combinations to select 4 cards of the same suit. So therefore we have the option as, that will be equal to 13C4 plus 13C4 plus 13C4 and plus 13C4. So because you have these many ways, either you'll select all 4 cards of spade, or all 4 cards of club, or all 4 cards of heart, or all 4 cards of diamond. So when it is they are joining by or, so we have an option this or this or this or this, so you will add the combinations. And now if they say you have to select 4 cards each of different suit, so now that means we have to select 1 card from each suit, because you have to select 4 cards each of different suit, so therefore 1 card of each suit. So we'll have 13C 1 ways of selecting the card, say 1 card of spade, you will have 13C, sorry, this would be, so multiplied by 13C 1 ways if you select a card, when you select a card of heart, then club and then diamond. So now you have 13C1 of selecting each card from each suit. And why we have put a multiplication sign? Because you have to choose 1 of club and 1 of spade and 1 of heart and 1 of diamond. So you have this and this and this and this. Therefore you will multiply all the combinations. So I hope the confusion about multiplying or adding the combinations should be over after understanding this. That is all about combinations. We'll come up with some more problems in the next video.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at tribetopper.com.